Hello people, today I have a message for you about why a dogma can save you. What? That is weird, right? Sounds weird. Why can a dogma save you? And why can education and knowledge save you? No. See, life is dangerous. But so is death. And rule number one is don't be fearful. But rule number two is don't be fearless. Now this beginning is very cryptical, but we will make sense of it, step by step. Okay. Life is dangerous. And life consists out of the physical life that we face every day with the physical challenges. But there are more challenges. And we have a public life, we have a private life, and we have a physical health, and a mental health, and a mental world where we live in, and we have dreams. We have experiences, perceptions in dreams, and we have experiences and perceptions in the world. And we have fantasies in daytime, which is a mix of both. All right. And this life is dangerous. So you can lose your life in the physical world to any kind of accident and dangers. You can lose your life because you are too fearful, because you don't go out there, because you don't live your life. This is one of the biggest dangers, that people don't live their life, and thus they basically lose their life without realizing it. This is why you should not be fearful. But when you are fearless, when you have no fear at all, you definitely will lose your life too. And also without losing it, because being completely fearless is inhuman. Only psychopath or antisocial behavior disordered people are completely fearless. They have this kind of pathological boldness on them. You know, there might be a house, and the house is a crime scene. Everybody there is dead, or they're coming out of a boat and the boat is just sinking. And they will talk to you and tell you everything is fine, everything is good. They will be calm and confident, and it will be very convincing. And these people are dead inside, obviously, so they are not living life as well. So, what do? We should not be fearful, because when we have too much fear, we don't live life. And when we have no fear, we are not living life as well, because we are not living. It's not life. So it must be something in between. And what we need, both in the physical and in the mental world of our psyche, consciousness and subconsciousness, in any case, it doesn't matter. We need tools. And the tools are education, knowledge, and from these things your character can develop discernment and many other gifts that help you. But why do we need these tools? Okay. Imagine you're living in a small village. Let's say a village in Africa, and the village is surrounded by wilderness. But it doesn't matter where really. It's just a village surrounded by wilderness. And as long as you are in the village, you do what you know already. You know how to get around in the village. You know how to survive there. And everybody knows you. And you have a defined role there, okay? You are in a hierarchy whether you want it or not. You cannot disrespect the big boys. And you are just involved in the system, and you cannot easily be who you want. You are who you are. And the community will put you back in your place when you are stepping out of line. And if you want to change yourself, you need to go out into the wild and face your fears. So staying in the village would mean you are so fearful that you're not living your life, and you will always stay the same person and going in the same circles, literally like a village. You will have the same problems with the same people over the same topics over and over again forever. This is your life, and if this is your decision, I'm not here to judge you. I will not push you out into the wild, because maybe you lose your life there as well. And when you're completely fearless, you go out in the wild and you tell the people in the village, I am completely fearless of the lions and the wilderness, and you go out there, you will lose your life this way or the other. So the tools that you need is knowledge and experience, and having the right amount of respect and fear. So you go out there carefully. You go out there as prepared as possible. And preparation for self-development is education. So you need, the more able to articulate yourself you are, the more languages you speak, the more you understand each word. So philology is important too. The more you understand each single word, you can zoom in on the word and extract something out of the word. I give you a small example. The word coincidence in English, it means, you can extract immediately, it is coincident. It is an incident that is having another incident connected to it, okay? And this helps you to get more clues over it, right? So if something coincidentally happened, it might have a meaning, especially if it is counterintuitive. So if you see a fox walking on the road before you like a human being, this is already a little bit strange. And if you after this, you think a little bit about a fox, this is already a little bit a strange coincidence. But really strange is when you think about a fox and then the fox appears. This would be completely counterintuitive. And when you think about coincidence, it can give you a clue about this. Just a small example. I don't want to stay here. And the more you know about words, about language, and the more articulate you are, the more dangerous you become. Think about it. It will be in another video. But a person who is articulate and has discernment and can show this, the silence of this person will be a threat to everyone, because the people will be afraid that this person speaks up for him or herself. So the more articulate you are, the more dangerous you become. So when you want to go out in a dangerous world, better be dangerous as well. And the more you know about mythology, about history, about religions, about the symbols that human beings are concerned with, the more you learn about your ancestors, about your past, the more prepared you are to face the same fears, the same symbols, the same topics that have threatened all your ancestors, all mankind since forever. And I said in the beginning, you can lose your mind when you go on a self-development trip. You can lose your life when you go out into the wild. And this is both the same. I also don't want to talk about psychedelic substances here, but this would be the same if you take let's say you are in that village and a shaman cooks something for you and you take it and you have a psychedelic experience. This is the same as beaming yourself out in the wild and landing in a random spot. So you need to be prepared to do something like that. And people lose their minds when they do this, when they're not prepared. So you need education. Know about all philosophy. Know about as many languages as you can. Understand things from different perspectives. Be able to see mythological symbols and figures that reappear in mankind over and over again. And when these pictures come from your subconsciousness or even from the collective unconsciousness of mankind. So whatever you fear in the wild, in the world, or in your mind, it's just the same. And when you can understand that you are not crazy and that this lion or this threat, this shadow, this hyena, this monster is not actually a monster, or even if it is, you know that in this story, in this knowledge you have, you're prepared for it, all right? You know that there have been people wrestling with exactly this. And you know that absolute being completely fearful will make you numb. But being completely fearless will also be the downfall. And this is where personal growth and experience begins. Because you need to know that you are prepared for everything. You know, you are that one. You are the one. You are the one that made it. You are out of an unbelievable number of opportunities and chances or potential to be. You are the spearhead, the cutting edge, and carrying your light. And even if you will fail, it will be a benefit for you and for life itself, okay? Because you will learn. Every successful person has failed 1,000 times before they did that, what you see in the light. And most heroes, actually, or heroic people, I don't like that word, man. It's so narcissistic. So wrong perceived. Everything is reversed in society, we know this. Most are unknown, okay? The best artists are unknown. The most authentic, the most custom-tailored solutions for a situation are not shared and don't have 1 million of likes. And this is the beauty of life. Don't chase for these shadows of success in today's society. All right? What has happened? Something happened. Right? Yeah. So, no matter whether you see it in the physical or in the psychological realm, okay, your dreams, your self-development, the more knowledge you have, the more education you have, the more you can make sense of anything that comes your way. And a lot of the greatest people, geniuses of mankind, like let's say psychologists like Carl Gustav Jung or Nietzsche. Nietzsche actually lost his mind. This was his death, so to say. But they were struggling, they were wrestling with self-growth because they gazed into that abyss that is their own unconsciousness, and even the unconsciousness of all mankind, the collective unconscious. And there you might see things that are absolutely monstrous. Alright, so don't think that self-development, self-growth, the spiritual path, or taking psychedelic substances is fun. It's not fun. It is work, and it is dangerous. And you might experience a form of joy. You might cry tears of joy, but it is the kind of joy that you have when you're climbing up a tree and you're up there and you understand that one mistake and you are done. The same applies in the wilderness. When you don't respect that lion and you make one mistake, you are too fearless or too fearful, you are done. It's over. And when you're back in the village, when you're back on the ground, when you're back to life, you just feel like so relieved. And you cry tears of joy. It can also be that you understand people, that you get knowledge about, you understand people who did you wrong, and you had an insight that these people are acting out of human impulses, and they did their best. They literally did their best, and they are afraid. They are afraid that you might take their place. They are afraid. They see that you do what they do, that you can do what they can do, and you might be able to do it better. So they are afraid. And you understand this, that these people are just human beings and they do their best. So you understand them completely, yet they did you wrong. And you still feel the love. You see the love they're operating from. You see them like children. And you just feel that love, you know. And you cry these kind of tears. But this is not the joy. This is not the fun that you have at a party. So a lot of people have the wrong idea of self-development. And the safe way is to do it with introspection, education, experiences without psychedelic substances, because a lot of people are not prepared for this, or they think it's fun, it's meant to be fun. No, it's not meant to be fun. This is just a concept that our society has, is drugs are for fun. So I don't want to talk about this topic. Our society is fucked up in many, many, many ways. Also this concept, of course. So I'm not going into this now. It's safer for you to experience it the other way. It's still dangerous. You know. And these big people, like philosophers, psychologists, geniuses, they struggled with problems or pictures of their own consciousness that haunted them, and they thought, maybe I go crazy. And this stimulated them. This pushed them to do necessary steps, to educate them, to go out in the world and find these pictures in the world that were haunting them from the inside. And then they realize, okay, I'm not crazy. I'm actually not crazy. Okay? And the same can be that you're living in an environment with narcissists, with pathologic people, with psychopaths. And they gaslight you, of course. They make you believe you're crazy every time you point out the truth. Every time you open yourself, every time you speak about your emotions, every time you question the things that they do wrong. Every time you do this, they will make you believe you're crazy until you either go crazy or get the education that is necessary to find out that this thing that is haunting you, you can understand it, you can speak it. So it's important to wrap your mind around things that are threatening you. The same thing goes for voices in your head that doubt you. You have to remove them. It's not right. It's not okay to have a negative self-image. It's not okay. It's absolutely not acceptable. And it is a lot of work. If you have not done this yet, and you have a lot of voices that doubt you in some way, every voice that says something, you're blaming, you will blame it on others. You see so many mistakes in so many people around you. And something external is holding you back. These are voices that you have introjected from people who doubted you too often. When you have been bullied at school, when your parents or teachers always repeatedly told you, you need to be more this, you are wrong, you are blame, it's your blame, it's your blame. You have this voice then. Alright, or other people say your body is not okay, something in your body is not right. And you will believe it. The thing is, you are unique. You are one of a kind. And there is a space out there in this world. God has prepared a place for you that is custom made for you and nobody can take it. It's not a competition out there. There is no competition. And people who attack you, they feel questioned by you. They feel better when they can devalue you because it makes them feel better. But this is the whole story. Don't take this serious, okay? Take yourself serious. Take your fantasy, your dreams. Take this serious. Man, there's too much I want to say for this video. There's too much. What was the message, by the way? Man, dogmas can save you. Right. So, what do I mean by that? I thought dogma is always bad. A dogma is dogmatic. And a dog is a filthy animal. No! We know dogs have their qualities, right? I'm not about dogs here, man. I'm about dogma. And what is it? A dogma in religion. I don't support religion. I support individual spirituality. But a dogma is something you can hold on when all hell breaks loose. When you're lost in the chaos of the world, because the world is chaotic. The unconsciousness is chaotic. The collective unconsciousness is filled up with so many experiences and dangers and fears of real fears of people. When it comes crashing down on you, when you find yourself beamed out there, you're jumping out of a plane with a parachute and you land somewhere in the wilderness and you don't know the animals around, you don't know how to, you know nothing, and you know, or everybody gaslights you. They want to push you over, really. Whatever it is that is threatening or haunting you, your own voices that are against you, these are not your voices. They're coming from people who envy you and hate you. Get rid of that. But whatever is haunting you, a dogma can save you in this case, because you need something to hold on. Okay? When you don't know anymore where is up, where is down, where is left, where is right, then you better aim up, and you better know that God is above. And I'm not here as a missionary or convince you of everything. No, I'm telling you, I told you the spiritual growth and life is dangerous. But it's as dangerous to stay stagnant and don't make a move in any direction and stay where you are. It's dangerous too. So this is why a dogma can save you, and I say it because I'm reading books from Carl Gustav Jung at the moment, and when he was haunted by his own subconscious pictures of dreams, he said that this saved him. And this is the first time I understood the connotation of dogma does not have to be negative at all times. And I felt I needed something like that, because, again, I don't want to blindly follow religion or be religious or belong to any churches or cults or whatever. I'm speaking free as an individual, free mind. Yet in my case, I think Jesus Christ as an idea and a person is giving so much strength to me and approves that love is the right way. That in all this chaos around in the world that is going on at the moment, I don't have to tell you, it is good to have something that is a dogma. Okay, I do not question love, right? I just don't question it. It's a dogma. Okay? So these things can save you. Be blessed on your way.